Here's the intro for you, Mange.
Great.
Oh, it's possible we're live. I don't know. I hit live again. Okay,
You said it's possible that we're live?
Yeah, we're live now.
Okay, are we live now? Or are we live this whole time?
No. We're just live now.
Okay, so are we skipping the intro then?
Yes.
Great. All right.
It's a great start to the show.
Oh, man. Well, I'll link in chat. You guys can't miss the dang intro.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Sorry, we
Alright,
tried
there
to
we
go
go.
live once and it didn't work, but it worked this time. Yes, professionalism, that's best.
All right, so now we're live. Hi, THL. I'm Mange, here with MB Parker, Cassidy 14. We're bringing you this week's power rankings. I think it's week 5 now.
Week 4.
Oh, okay. So
We're the post-4, pre-5 power rankings.
Post 4, pre-5.
my internet's dying.
Perfect.
Okay. This happens very often lately. So jumping right in, number 20, we have Team Swagoy, who went up against, I think, Aeon. Yeah, they went up against Aeon, and they lost 4 out of their 5 matches. Only Braxy was able to get the win over Darkseed. So rough first season for Swagoy, as I don't think they have won a game yet.
I think you're right.
Nope, they are becoming a meme.
Yeah,
Feels meme, man.
feels me, man.
Also, if you two haven't seen the pictures we're using, they're just perfect.
Oh, they're good. Kyrie approves.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll look in a second. At number 20,
That was 20.
I'm sorry, at number 19, well, they should be 20, and they would be 20 every other season except this, Swag always just beat them to the bottom. We have Team Avatar, who
Feels implosion, man.
They are a meme.
They lost every match except for the Anarchists beating Scritch 3-1. Lemur did not show up to his match on time.
Oh boy.
DQ'd. More on that later.
Feels unfortunate that Anarchist is putting together a nice season here, just in time to be a part of the absolute fucking train wreck that is Team Avatar.
Yep.
Yeah. So I said actually like the very first power rankings we did, if Anarchist had a good season, Avatar should be fine, and that's actually turned out to not be the case. But I did not realize just how bad the rest of the team would be, especially G-Nets. That one surprises me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Avatar sucks.
Yeah, there's definitely an anarchy going on again. I think Captain might get overthrown again.
Yeah, that may be Lemur's last match as a member of Team Avatar.
Definitely possible.
Yeah, there were whispers of maybe replacing Lemur after DQ.
Meanwhile, in position, we're still waiting to get in position.
He's in position.
Am I back yet? My internet keeps cutting out.
Yeah, you're here.
You've been here the whole time, buddy.
Oh, well, you guys
in position is going to drop down to like 377 PR. Pumbas is doing, his Pumbas thing. G-Nets is officially the worst 500 PR player in THL history.
Weird to me because they signed him 4 weeks ago, so what's changed? They need to get rid of him all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Feels implosion, man.
Number 18, we have the Bad Hombres, who had a 1-point victory over Noob Central this week.
No immigration order stopping us, bitch.
Yeah, so Bronson beat Josh Sampson on stream, or not on stream, but yeah. Rogue beat Ham on stream.
Swept him.
Murdoch took Cutthroat to 5, and I got swept. And Cassidy and Ray could not find a time that they could both play together, so that became a no contest. And the end result was us taking a 1-point win, so hooray for Hombres, or Hambres.
H for Hambres. Hence Maine's picture.
Yeah. Number 17, Nether Storm. What I'm looking for. I think they're in black.
Yeah, they had a pretty good week last week. They put up 11 against Danger Zone, although Mushu couldn't play his match, or couldn't find time to submit classes.
Good week.
Come on, Mushu.
Good week for them. They lost again.
Get your head out of your ass.
Good news is Crovan won. Swanky Tiger won. I think Swanky Tiger is like 2-2 now, maybe 3-1. He's putting together a decent season.
Yeah, he beat Delta 4-1 too. He was a pretty heavy underdog there, PR wise.
Yeah, almost 100.
Twin lost again. He's now 2-2 on the season. Lost to Jingbuddha. That actually surprises me quite a bit. And then Mushu DQ did not submit classes. I don't know. I don't submit your fucking classes, play your goddamn matches.
Yeah, this was a team with not a lot of room for error to start the season, and DQs are kind of gonna fuck you in the ass.
Yep.
Yeah. So, number 16, we have Zenergy. And I'm pretty sure only Katoda won for them. Yeah, only Katoda won for them. He beat Super Sam 3-2. No one else won. Boom Boom Hall returns his energy after a season away. Loses in 5 to Houdini. So Houdini gets on the board for Parallax. We'll talk about that later. They are struggling again. Now this is maybe the second season in a row. I think they're a playoff team 2 seasons ago, but
really struggling lately. That's a nice win for Katoda though, being Super Sam.
It is a nice win for him, and good for them that they actually managed to submit their classes. Yeah. So we're on a nice little roll here as far as that goes. All right. Number 15, we have Team Well Met. They were previously 14th. I'm pretty sure.
They put up a hot 7 against NWA.
Yeah.
Only hot 8 girl won his match.
Hot 7. Maybe not a hot 7. Bit Beaker lost to Force Will. I think he's now 0-4 and
Is
regretted. I don't know this. I mean, I could name off the individual players, but bottom line is that they're all struggling, except for Hot Asian Girl.
Yep.
They gave up 2 sweeps. That's just never gonna help you.
Oh.
And they gave up 2 sweeps, and in both of them, they were pretty decent sized PR favorites. I mean, Kick Tripod and Salt was pretty close, but Jack Sox was like 50-something points. Exactly 50 points over Dreaded. So.
Yeah.
Good news for Team Olmet, though, is at least they're not Avatar.
Yeah.
Very true. Or Swagoi.
Or Swagoi.
And these 5 teams were the needs work tier. 6 teams.
Yeah, thank you for that. I always forget about this.
Gotcha.
And since you brought them up, I'll go ahead and mention our next tiers and the Hunt, which we have at like 14 to 10. And it will start with Noob Central at number 14. They were previously 10. We had them up, I think, as high as 6 2 weeks ago. And ever since then, they've been getting their shit pushed in.
Yep.
So,
losing to the H for Hambrays is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's probably
some ugly losses here.
That probably shouldn't happen. So the biggest concern for Noob Central is their bottom 2 seeds are massively underperforming. I think neither of them. They only have a couple of wins, if any, I believe. I really should open.
Josh Sampson managed to lose 1-3 after his Druid was banned.
Yeah, that brings Josh Sampson to 0-4 on the season with one of the lower win percentages in the league, which is pretty surprising to me.
Yeah, it's super surprising. It's super surprising. And both those guys now are struggling a lot, and it's just, if your 4 and 5 seeds are struggling, it's really hard to get wins in this league unless you make up for it, like in the other 3 seeds, which they're just not doing. So, Noob Central is free falling at the moment.
Yeah, I think what surprised me the most about Samson doing so bad is this is a meta that I would expected him to thrive in. It's a very slow meta with lots of control decks that are viable, and he just can't seem to string together wins or even a win.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And Ham
he ended up not bringing Shaman this week.
Yeah.
Or Warrior.
Right.
Wow.
Which makes very little sense to me.
Well, yeah, they have some issues to work out over there. Number 13, we have 1600 Dust, who went up against Supreme. So here's some good news for 1600 Dust. New signing Zoroshio. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think that's probably as close as I'm going to get. he came in and replaced, I think, Spivey, who was 0-4. And Zeroshio comes in, very first match in THL against Cheesy 10, and wins in 5. Cheesy 10 is struggling a teeny bit this season for him, but still a really nice win. So there's some life for you if you're 1600 Dust. The bad
good news.
Oh,
that's sorry.
No, go ahead.
The good news for 1600 Dust and just, a lot of pink in general is that the division as a whole, based on what we thought coming in, all those teams are underperforming.
Yeah.
And so if you're Noob Central or 1600 Dust or the Generals who we'll get to, like, you are still very much alive if you can start to turn things around right now. And there's a lot of teams in a lot of divisions that can't say that. So I think they're all pretty lucky.
They're definitely alive, but Aeon is starting to separate from the pack a little bit. And there is no 2-team division getting in, like per team getting in this time.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
Early wild card, so you are racing the other side now too. And they're firmly
Pretty
behind.
far ahead.
Yeah, they would be if you looked at like both conferences, like as one division, they would be third to last. So they're struggling.
Okay.
Good news for them though. They play Team Swagger this week, so maybe it's a week where they can try and pull some things together.
Get on the board.
Get on the board.
Get on the board. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they disappointed for sure this season. I think we all thought that they were going to be much better than this. And they're not.
Jeez,
so
came to join Team Rank 5 in 3 seasons. God damn.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Attaboy, Cheesy.
Alright.
So number 12 we have Hearthstone. Am I number 12? Yeah. Number 12 we have Hearthstone Academy, previously 13th, and so now we're getting into this area, and we had a lot of fucking trouble with this section of the list. We like 13, pretty much through like honestly 6th. There's a lot of wiggle room, and the teams here are really, really close together in our eyes. So if you see your team on the list is 13 or 12 or not 13, like 12 or 11th or whatever. We don't think there's a lot of separation, so I don't know. But yeah, so Hearthstone Academy at 12th, they won again. They're actually like 3rd in the league in points, I think.
Tied for 3rd.
Strength of schedule is very low though.
Yeah, super odds they would be this low, right? But their strength schedule is super low, which hurts them.
Yeah, all 3 teams they've beaten are below them in the current power rankings, and the only quality opponent they've played they lost to. So I mean they're a couple wins away here from just jumping up really high.
Yeah.
But they're beating up on really bad teams, and they're taking dodges in matches in order to do so.
Yeah. Also, can we touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, why not?
All right, go for it.
Go for it, Cassie.
Okay, so we are no strangers to talk about how we punish DQs, and we don't like it when matches don't get played in the power rankings. Well, that kind of goes both ways to an extent. There was an issue with Lemur, as we mentioned earlier. He was about 25 minutes late to his match against Sage, and both of them sat online for about 25 minutes after Lemur had logged on, ready to play, super apologetic, and Sage just kind of left him hanging, and then kind of very indirectly said he was going to take the win, like wouldn't even tell Lemur directly when Lemur asked him. So that's really shitty, and it's really hard to give a team a lot of respect in terms of power rankings when that's the kind of thing going on. So, points are one thing, but when you're getting 4 points off of something like that, it just doesn't look good.
Also, that's the captain of the team doing that.
Yeah.
The guy that didn't submit his class list and begged to have the rule change for him. That's him.
So, the good news for Hearthstone Academy is that their top 3 seeds, I think, have only lost 1 game.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been dominant up there early on.
They've been super good. And now that they start, I don't think they do get into a whole lot of a hard schedule.
This week will probably be their toughest match they'll have, if not all season, for a while. They play NWA, so we'll get a good chance to see what they're made of this week.
Yeah, so, get a better look at them. See what kind of metal they're really made of. They're really hard for us to put, really hard to figure out, because the results are good. they've been beating up on some dumpsters.
And they do things like bring Druid and Hunter,
Right.
Yeah,
which is like I refuse to believe works against good players.
super weak. But good start for them on the season, and they definitely have a shot to move up. If they keep racking up these wins, we'll start. Just put them higher and higher. So. Number 11, we have Danger Zone, who was previously 12th. Sorry,
Yeah, really weird week for Danger Zone. They lose a bunch of players. They end up with a win. They get a DQ in the win against Netherstorm, who's we've already talked about how bad they are. I don't know. Looking forward, maybe they can do something. Their middle seeds are a very interesting group, and their bottom seed PR wise is very high, whereas their top seed PR wise is very low, but he's won. So I don't know. There's someone to keep an eye on, a lot like Hearthstone Academy.
Yep.
Yeah, Jing Buddha's really been carrying that team, right? He's 4-0.
Yeah, Jing Buddha's 4-0. He's winning all of his important matches. Jim Phylos comes in for Grim after Grim quit. He wins in 5 over K2, so good for him for getting his first THL victory. Gideon Echo, his opponent DQ'd, and I think that going forward, that 2 seed is going to be probably a weak spot for the team, whoever it ends up being, whether it's Jing, Delta, or Gideon. So the fact that they got the points out of that this week is really helpful for them. Yeah, I don't know what to think about Danger Zone at all. There's like totally an enigma.
Well, good news for Danger Zone going forward. They play Avatar.
Well, they're gonna beat up on that dumpster fire, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna need the points. That playoff race is really tight between those divisions.
Simon says sound like we might be biased, I think, in regards to the DQ thing. That's pretty cute. So at number 10, we have the Defias Brotherhood, who was previously 3rd. And they took a tumble. Yeah. So they were kind of hanging on by a thread. They weren't losing, but they weren't winning either, and just tying a bunch of teams that they should be beating. But at some point, results matter. And the fact that we've played 4 weeks and you have 1 win, that's telling. So they slid a little bit.
Old Greg and Old Greg. I mean, we were so hyped about those additions, and they both really underperformed.
Yeah, they're both definitely and Comp is also underperforming. Comp should be one of the better 3 seeds in this league, and to this point, he has not been. So, yeah, that's like the problem area, right? AO's been a little bit inconsistent, but he's winning more than 1 match so far this season. Jesus, Comp, Old Greg, all 1 and 3, I believe, and that's pretty much the.
Also,
A-Roy, MVP candidate again.
Again, 4-0. I think he's sliding up to the 1 seed though, and we'll take on Super Sam this week. So really tough challenge for him.
Yeah, big test for big test for A-Roy this week to see if he actually belongs in the 1 seed. Not saying he doesn't, but we'll definitely get a feel for it.
Yeah, for sure. Like he'll definitely have a better idea of how he's going to perform.
Also, that's 2 weeks in a row now. It came down to Comp, and they needed a win, and neither time he came through. He 2-3'd the week before, which gave his team a tie, and this week he needed to win, and only won 1 game.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Defias. But, they still have a lot of talent. And the Black Division seems to not be very good, so... are they in first in that Black?
No, they're in third.
They're
10
points.
Who's first? Oh, Initial. That's right. We'll get to them later.
Initial Novum, and then Danger Zone, and then them.
So they're 10 points behind first right now with 5 weeks to go, so they're definitely within striking distance still. I think if it comes to a wild card, that they'd be two spots out of a wild card, 3 spots. So I don't know. They're right on that line. But they need to start performing now if they're going to make up for this season, or how weird this season has been.
You could say they're in the hunt, and they're the last in the hunt team on this.
They are in the hunt. Thank you. You're just like our tier guy, because I don't ever look at that shit. All right, so let's get to playoff teams. Teams that we think are solidly good enough to be playoff teams. And we'll start with the Harry Generals, who lost. It's a good way to start your playoff teams.
Yeah, so these guys were they were in the the controversy conversation a week ago. A lot of people thought they should be higher. A lot of people weren't sold on Temporal Legends being as high as they were, and lo and behold, they played and the Legends won. So, it's not a big indictment against the Generals because the Legends seem really good, and the Generals, if the playoffs started today, they actually would not get in, but they're right there on the bubble.
Yeah.
And they're tough to mess with. Mark Shire's having an amazing season. If he goes undefeated, it'll be the single greatest regular season in THL history. And the bottom seeds are playing decent, and just like overall, like they feel like a team that has yet to put it all together. And if they do, they'll be really dangerous.
Yeah. Chigmo also having a really great season. I believe he's only lost one match.
Yeah,
Nice win versus Humboldt.
he looks like the off-season signing of all the off-season signings.
He's crushing it. He's absolutely crushing it. And he's getting tired of me calling him average in power rankings and on Tavern Talk. So I'm ready to say that he's doing better than average.
Above average, boys. Pog champ.
Above average, Pog champ. I still have questions about the rest of the roster, to be honest.
Yeah,
and,
I think the big question mark is just right over the bottom three.
Yeah, some weeks they really perform well, some weeks they don't, and I think that they have the chance to be as good as anyone in this league, and they also have the chance to miss playoffs. So I don't know. This middle of the power rankings is really fucking hard, and all these teams seem really fucking close.
Mm-hmm. They're winning. Teams are winning matches they shouldn't, and then they fly way up, and then they're losing matches they should, so they go back down. It's really close. All these teams are pretty even.
Yeah. So, tough luck this week, Generals. Maybe next week. I actually don't know who they play.
Worth noting, Chigmo did get his revenge and did beat Imbolc, who took his place on the Temporal Legends. Aroo.
Also, let me let you in on who they play. They play the Bad Hombres this week.
Oh, I should know that, huh?
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know that. I'm not the captain.
I see what I have to deal with over here.
I'm not the captain anymore. I don't know shit. God damn it. Okay. So moving on. Number 8, we have Team Golden Wisp, who was previously 11th. They took on the number 1 team from last week in Entropy, and they came away with a win.
Took them down.
I thought Entropy had a chance to run the table in the regular season. It didn't happen. But so Double O's lost to Phenom 1-3. However, Hopnar, Alec, and Sunshine all 3 had giant wins over Salmon, Crayon, and Crackshot, which ended up being the difference. Drubber's Cube did lose his first match of the season against D Lyman. But really understandable. D Lyman's kind of broken in that season.
The best 4 seed he'll play all season. I promise him that.
Oh, I mean, D Lyman has to be the best 4 seed in the history of this league, right?
Yeah.
So,
I wouldn't even argue that at all.
Yeah. So no shame there. Team Golden Wisp looking good. When Hopnar plays, Hopnar wins.
Yeah. No kidding.
And Sunshine's undefeated?
Yeah. Sunshine, a season ago, he was 2-5. And through 4 weeks, he has doubled his win total from last season. He is now 4-0. So good for them. Good for Golden Wisp. This is cool. I like kind of watching these guys. They started literally last or second to last their first season. And every single year they've gotten a little bit better. Every single season, I'm sorry. And now they seem to be just one of the best teams in this league. So that's really fucking cool to see.
Also, 2 of the past 3 weeks they've knocked off number 1 on this list.
All right, didn't they lose to you?
No, they
did.
beat
On a DQ. Right. Remember that was they wanted to see what they could do if nobody DQ'd.
Yeah.
So they DQ lose to you guys, and then they beat Entropy. Like, they've proven they can play with anybody as long as everybody's on and getting their matches played.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
XD.
So good for Golden Wisp. Great podcast. Even better Hearthstone team. Next we have NWA. Hold on. I just lied to you guys' face. I've never listened to the Golden Wisp. Not once.
Oh, it's a good podcast. I've listened to it 3 times.
Okay. Well,
perfect.
All right. Well, at least we have some opinion of it. I should really listen to them because they do a lot for us. Hearthstone's cool. All right. So at number 7 we have NWA. Last week they were 7th.
Yep.
Yeah, they've kind of been right around here all season, haven't they?
Yeah, they're a little bit higher early in the season. Had a good win to start the season, and then they they've struggled a little bit. Salt was telling me that we had his team way too high. I think we have you right about where you belong. They took on Team Wilmette, who we mentioned having a really tough season, and they stomped the shit out of them. Pink Samus won, Salt won, Force Will won, Judder won. So, they took a team that they're a lot better than, and they came away with a result that is expected. So, we didn't really move them up or down too much, or at all, I guess.
Yeah,
that makes their record what 2-1-1 on the season or something.
I think they even might be 2-2. I'm not sure.
It's not more like that they didn't deserve to move up because they won, but a lot of these teams that we're going to talk about after this had big statement wins against teams that were probably better than them, or they have continuously won. Whereas the NWA has kind of been up and down,
Yeah, they're definitely hard to place. We have them this high pretty much because NWA has been historically good, and that core of the roster is the same. So, they are also 10 points behind in their division, behind Parallax.
If the playoffs started today, they would be tied with Danger Zone, so I'm not sure how that tiebreaker would go.
I would guess it would go, and I'm guessing it's on the board. I'm positive it would just be a head-to-head tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they played yet or not. But so they're right in that bubble, and they have a chance to string together more wins in this division that seems to be pretty weak.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I expect them to be in the playoffs when it's all said and done.
I do too. Yeah, they definitely have a shot. So number 6, we have Initium Novum.
Initium Novum, Paul Champ.
Last week we had 19, but we really only had them 19 because didn't have a lot to work with. Right. However, after thinking about it a lot, and seeing their performance against Defias and just the momentum that they built from the previous version of this roster, we decided that 6 is okay for now. We still don't have a lot of information on them, obviously, but what we do have so far has been pretty good. Sephrix beating Old Greg, that's a pretty good win for your first ever THL opponent.
For sure.
Blue Spartan got reverse swept by Aroy, which is an unfortunate situation for him, but Wolfmac did beat Comp. Arcane beat Jesus. I mean, it seems like
undefeated on the season.
Yeah, Arcane, another MVP candidate. 4-0, having a wonderful season. Slime Guy lost to AO, despite being 100 PR point favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty rough loss.
Yeah, that sucks a little bit, and so that's something to keep an eye on going forward. But really good start for Captain Arcane THL and their team for week number 1. Let me see who they play this week.
This week they play Team Wilmette.
Oh, there you go. So they have a chance to beat up on another not so great team and get on the board again.
Yeah, they're currently leading Black Division by 7 points, and they still get to play teams like Team Wilmette that they should score points on.
Yep.
They definitely it's their playoff spot to lose at this point.
Yeah. They are 60. They're 7 points ahead of second with 68 points, which puts them tied for third most in the league. So definitely. For just starting a new team, that's where you want to start your new team at. It's near the top.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so number 5, we have Aeon, who was previously number 8. He played who?
They beat up on Swagboy.
Yeah.
That's right. Swagboy, who we have at 20, right?
They beat up on
we do now.
So Top Hat, Kung Mar, and Ridiculous all won again. And the Town Drunk.
2 wins.
The Town Drunk 1-5. A grueling five gang match against Doc McBud. That must have been some good Hearthstone.
Just didn't see it, man.
I proposed for that one to be streamed.
I really wish it would have been. Darkseid did go down to Braxy. I think he's now 2-2 on the season. So, doing all right for his rookie season. Aeon seems strong. Their roster seems strong. Despite Town Drunk now also being 2-2, I think that he needs to do more to prove himself in that seed. Because I think that he has wins against who I think are the two probably weakest 5 seeds in this league.
Yeah.
Which is good for Donnie, because that means he's not the weakest, but more work to do for him. Aeon seems strong. They seem really strong. I think they're going to run away with this pink.
Yeah, they proved that last week wasn't a fluke against Supreme and won again. They're leading their division, and they look like they're here to stay. Like Mange said, like they are definitely capitalizing on these pink teams that have underperformed early on, and they've built a really nice lead between themselves and third place at 14 points. So they and the Generals both definitely a level above everybody else so far.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Number 4, we have the Temporal Legends, who we previously had at number 5. They took on the Harry Generals, and so to start the week, Hector Howell and Bulk both lost.
Yep.
But then Loch Ness, Phoebus, and the Avatar got it done and really came back for them strong, which I think is encouraging if you are a Temporal Legend because, well, they haven't shown it this season because I think that they're combined 2-6. But Hector Howell and Bulk should be fine, over the long run, I think.
Yeah, you would think so.
You would think. But the fact that the rest of their roster could, take it home, it says a lot for them.
Speaking of grueling 5-game series, this is the same Embol who did get his win against Follow Durden, 200 PR point favorite a few weeks ago. So we know he's capable of putting points on the board.
Oh boy. Yeah. Loch Ness Sage swept Jedi to add on to his stellar MVP candidate season. Probably one of the best we've seen in THL history.
Yeah. It is really sad though. Like you get this high up on the list, and you realize that there are 4 really good teams in blue, and more than likely only 2 of them are going to the playoffs.
Random divisions, XD.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Now, obviously, the rules allow that up to 3 can, but just probability wise.
Well, if they're they all play the same schedule, so if they're truly better, then they'll come out with more points.
If the playoffs.
I agree. I meant truly better than black and yellow.
Wow, well, that's different.
If the playoffs started today, there would be 3 teams from blue in.
Yeah.
And the Legends would not be in.
The Legends
as
would
the
be
power ranking 4 team.
Yep, they would be 1 point out. Right.
Yeah, and that would definitely be unfortunate. But what I would say to them is then don't score 6 points in week 1.
Yep.
Very true.
That's true.
I don't know. They seem to be pretty good, and they're I think that that situation at the top is going to turn themselves around. So
we'll get to see how good they are this week. They play Supreme this week.
Oh, well, that's an easy one.
Yeah, true.
They're not very good.
Should be good.
Oh, Loch Ness H is really going to shore up that MVP candidacy this week. The Fisher Price strikes back.
So at number 3 we have Parallax. Who
they just keep winning.
Yeah, I think they're 4-0 on the season. So they took on Zenergy. 4 out of their 5 members won.
21-point week. It's a good week.
Yeah, 21 points is nice. Only Super Sam lost to Katoda and 5, and there's no shame in that. Houdini, this is someone Houdini. We mentioned how he was struggling before. He got a win over Boom Boom Hall, which is probably nice for the confidence, to finally play a 5-game series and get one in THL. It's been a while. I don't think that the opponent was the best ever, but you got to take him where you can get him if you're him, right?
Yep. Also, he went to 5 with someone. I'm not saying Boom Boom Hall's bad, but he hasn't played in a long time. It's normally hard to knock the rust off.
Yeah. So I think that's still a question mark for him. But Dire Sphere getting the sweep is nice. Airden beating Zab is pretty
Good
I
win
wouldn't
for
have picked
Erdan.
that one. To be honest. Yeah, he was a 100-point PR underdog there.
Mm-hmm.
Gemini continues her strong season with the 3-1 over Brantley. She is now 3-1. Parallax seems like they're the best team in this shitty gold division.
Yep. This was their first really convincing win. All the other wins have been within one match. So we've struggled to move them up, but eventually somebody's got to be the prettiest girl at this dance, and it looks like it's Parallax right now.
Yeah, the whole division is shit, and they're just cleaning them out, you know?
Mm-hmm. They are really just scooting right along.
They also have the most points in the league at 71.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, when you
Strength
play
of schedule is
against,
not that tough, though.
you play against.
Remember when like Boise State was going like 12-1 every year in college football?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of.
A little bit. Number 2, we have Entropy, previously number 1, but they did just lose. We mentioned how it went earlier. It ended up coming down to the Crayon and Alex Golden Whisk podcast, and Crayon lost in 5, which is tough for him, but you know, Alex is a pretty good opponent. And Entropy's still really good. Phenom gets back on the board. You know, we called it a couple weeks ago. He said Phenom's gonna play me, he's gonna dumpster me, and then that's just gonna get him going. And then sure enough,
Yeah,
he gets
beat
going.
Elbows.
Salmon wants to be banned. Why does Salmon want to be banned? I don't know.
Because his team is number 2.
Okay.
He's
And
afraid to say something.
He's not ready to deal with that, so he's asking to be banned before he says something he's going to regret.
Oh, I love Salmon. So I don't know. Entropy's still very, very strong. And they definitely have a case to be number 1 still.
I mean, they're still my overwhelming favorite to win the whole thing, I think. They're just really strong, 1 through 4, and Crackshot can get a win here and there.
Yeah. Sucks that he went down, but I think he's got 2 wins, 1 DQ, and 1 loss. So, you know, still putting together a decent season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Entropy put up 12 points and a loss. Like,
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points to lose. They lost 2 game 5s, so like those can easily swing the other way. Salmon in his loss, I'm pretty sure didn't ban a class.
That's right. Not only did he not ban a class, he actually told us that he brought the wrong decks.
Yeah.
What happened is he came up against me in Wicked Wednesday and just got all fucking turned around. You know, couldn't handle the Murloc Shaman coming at him, and it screwed him up.
So yeah, those are, and Crown losing at 5 to Alex really good. But those are definitely like series that are series that could easily have swung the other way and they could have got the win.
I agree.
Yeah, they need to feel good going forward. They've separated themselves standings wise. You know, they're 10 points up over 3rd place in blue. I don't think they're worried about anybody in pink catching them as a wild card. You know, they need to just not pull an avatar over the rest of the season, and they'll get in. And once they get in, I think they're definitely the favorite.
Yeah, they're 1 point out of the most points in the league. They have 70 points. They're still decently far ahead of blue. 5 points ahead of second.
They're also the beginning of our championship favorites here. Still have them 2-1. There's a little bit of discussion about Parallax to be included, but you know, we decided not to over at the end. Which this will bring us to our number 1 team. Supreme is back on top for now. They won again. They beat, who the fuck you guys beat?
Team 1600.
1600.
Slime wins again. He's now 3-1. Parker, Donkson, Zerial. He's 4-0 on that Fisher Price hoop. The big developments from this week, in my opinion, is Detective Diamond picking up the sweep on Rock Bass.
Big win.
Who, very nice win for Detective Diamond. Rock
Yeah,
Bass,
what is DD's record in the season?
I think he's 2-2 now.
I think he's 2-2 now.
Yeah,
Okay, not bad.
good for DD. DD putting himself together a 4-seed season.
Yeah, he's definitely having a good season, especially since he's got like a relatively low PR for a 5 seed and playing in the 4.
Yeah, that's true. He'll be up to 202 this week. He just keeps on climbing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's like
Senior Saxon though, he
He's the other
needs to
big
get it
development.
yeah,
He's the other big development. He is not one outside of nothing, right?
Yeah, he's
He's
yeah.
one. Fedney is a pretty good 5 seed when he shows up to his matches, so that's not like totally unexpected, but man, that definitely feels bad if you're a Senior Saxon. I know it's probably an area of concern for you as their captain.
and Cheesy losing 2 matches already.
Yeah, Cheesy is now 2-2 on the season. He can't smork as much in this meta because there's really only 2 aggro decks.
Yeah, Cheesy's 2-2. I'm not concerned with Cheesy at all. Cheesy will
Yeah.
bounce back. Detective Diamond, I'm really surprised at. And he's doing well in ladder. He's up to rank 5, which is the highest he's ever been. So good for him.
D.
Senior Saxon, a little concerning, but maybe he'll get it together this week. We'll see.
Supreme's another team, they get in, and all of a sudden you have Slim's Cheesy Parker staring down the top seeds on the other team. And in the playoffs in 1 week, that is very tough to look at.
Yep.
And if DD can steal a win in there too, I mean, you're just kind of doomed.
So this would be a pretty good test for Supreme because they're going up against Temporal Legends. And I think it's a good test specifically because Temporal Legends now have 4 and 5 seeds that seem to be performing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a chance for both DD and Saxon to step it up and to take a match that they shouldn't get. You gotta have those sometimes.
Maybe Imbolc just turns it around on Parker's team.
Oh man, I'm hoping Imbolc just dunks on him and then starts running his mouth all week.
Oh boy, am I hoping he doesn't.
I hope Supreme gets up a nice 2-0 early, and Temporal Legends do their little storm back again, and that involves both Imbolc and Loch Ness H just getting a dub.
And Puma's to jump in and see. That's why I had him higher on the power rankings list than you, Parker. Yeah, so that's power rankings for this week. Do you guys have anything to add?
This has been a really fun season to observe and watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This feels as wide open as it's been in a while. I think usually by this point we've got the list down to about a hard 4 teams, and it has never really deviated from those 4 teams this late.
I truly believe that whoever makes playoffs, whoever ends up being those 8 teams, any of those 8 teams will have a chance to win it all. Like, it is super wide open.
Yeah. Also, does chat have any questions?
Yeah, this would be a good time.
If you got
Fuck
any
chat.
questions, throw them out there and we'll answer them.
Fuck you, chat.
Throw out some cues and we'll A them.
Oh, the ninja's in chat.
Avatar Implosion 2.0. D-Lineman says no.
Yeah, it says no. Alright. Zagged bit for captain.
I think that's Zabger.
Yeah, it is. We don't have any questions. Goodbye. How bad is NWA going to be HSA this week? I don't know, dude. Fuck I look like.
That's a tavern talk thing to talk about.
Yeah, ask Jack Sock.
Well,
Wait, hold on.
all I have to tell you is
How hungry is NWA?
you better make sure Force of Will's clock's working good, because if their match is at 3 and he shows up at 3:15:01, it's over for him.
What is the power ranking for team names? Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck you. Fuck off. Not answering that. Alright. Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.